Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our 11th topic for nutrition for sports and exercise. Before we start our class or our topic, we recite our dua first. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma ftah alaina hikmataka wa anshurna wa khaza'ini rahmatika ya arhamar rahimin. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Alhamdulillah. Okay, now we are going to have our last topic that specifically for the type of sports. So we have learned on the endurance sports, the nutrition needs for the endurance sports, and last week the nutrition needs for the resistant exercise. And today kita akan belajar pasal nutrition needs for combative sports. So combative sports or combat sports ni, it is more like competitors that are focusing on the strength, focusing on the energy. And combat, or what we call other weight category sports athlete, they commonly focusing on reducing the body weight, or what we call a body mass, to compete in weight division below their day-to-day training weight. So selalunya kalau combat exercise ni kita focusing on more kepada judo. They are more relevant to the world sportive scenario like judo, wrestling, taekwondo, boxing, martial arts. And we know that these combat sports usually they have what the weight category division. Maknanya setiap kali kalau you tengok sports kan, Olympics kan, they have a different weight category division. And each specific combat sport, they have unique combination of rules. And selalunya adalah grappling based technique or striking based technique. Grappling based technique ni yang macam yang berpusing-pusing, yang berpelukan tu kan, itu yang bila dia peluk, dia jatuh tu dia tak boleh bangun balik tu kan, tu is what we call grappling based technique, and sometimes they call as a striking based techniques. And combat exercise sports also sometimes they have what we call a scoring systems, and number of rounds, round 1, round 2, etc. And they have what we call recovery time between round 1, round 2, they have recovery time. If you go for watching a boxing, WWF, kan, then every round 2 they have a recovery time, and also they have a time duration for each round. So most combat sports, they are categorized by what we call is high intensity intermittent effort. It's very high intensity, and somehow it can be a long duration in a competitive event. They have few rounds, and they until they can get the winners. And these competitions, as I mentioned just now, they are disputed in weight divisions, and successful management of body weight. This is the one that we are going to discuss in this topic. So this topic is quite different between the endurance and also the resistant topic, where this topic we are more focusing on how to manage the body weight of the combative athlete. And body composition is a very crucial for any nutrition program for combat athletes. So today kita akan belajar macam mana kita nak bantu ataupun what is the nutrition plan for the combat athletes before they want to enter the competition. And this kind of the type of combat sports just now, if we go back to our energy systems, usually the grappling combat sports, they are more focusing on the anaerobic lactic metabolism. And we know that these grappling combat exercise sports, they use a lot of strength, a lot of energy, but at the same time they use less of oxygen because they use lebih banyak orang kata apa, tenaga yang sangat-sangat ATP yang sangat-sangat rendah berbanding the aerobic metabolism. And sama juga macam striking combat exercise, they use also they also use the anaerobic lactic metabolism. And for all combat disciplines, aerobic metabolism is predominant during low intensity efforts and recovery periods. But mostly during the grappling and striking, they will use the anaerobic lactic metabolism. Tapi kalau during the low intensity effort and recovery, they usually the aerobic metabolism. Where this is very important for the ATP and also for the creatine phosphate resynthesis. Dan kalau untuk combat sports ni, they are usually commonly happen is fatigue because they use a lot of energy to fight with the competitors. So this can be found in can be identified by muscle acidosis. Because why? Because they use a lot of anaerobic glycolysis metabolism. And also they must have because of the muscle glycogen depletion. What happened? We will discuss after this. And also muscle phosphocreatine depletion because they use a lot of energy to fighting, and dehydration as well as micronutrient deficiency. But for the combat athletes, most of them they will have having what we call dehydration. Why? This dehydration is a purposely dehydration because the way these hydrations actually they can reduce their weight. Okay, kita akan discuss lepas ni tengok macam mana Jadi knowledge of the causes of fatigue during both training and competition situation is essential in order for us to design the nutrition strategies for the combat athletes. And these strategies is very important because we want to aim to delay the performance decrements and also at the same time kita nak maximize the training adaptation as well as the competitive performance. Again, as I mentioned just now, most combat sports dia adalah high intensity and dia long duration. I think this is just a repetition. And actually, for athlete yang dalam combat ni, kita tahu macam saya cakap tadi, they are very important in terms of the body weight and body composition because this is to orang kata untuk membentuk berat mereka to the need to make weight of the athletes because apa both athlete ni dia akan ada chronic dan acute weight loss acute weight loss ni salah satunya dia adalah common used to make weight and this practice correlate with competitive success in certain sports. However, if they have a very bad in terms of the weight loss, it can be detrimental to the athlete's health and also absolutely the physical performance if not sensible implemented. That's why kita akan tengok macam mana kita nak manipulate the dietary intake of fiber, kita nak manipulate the carbohydrate, the sodium, the fluid and also actually athlete yang untuk combat sports ni dia boleh minimize all the requirement for sweating in order to make weight and the associated health risk for excessive dehydration. Jadi apa yang saya cakap dalam topik ni kita akan focusing macam mana combat athlete ni nak make weight. Jadi macam saya cakap tadi, for the athletes it's very important for them to have what we call acute weight management. Acute weight management. Ataupun kita kenali sebagai kalau orang kata acute weight loss lah AWL acute weight loss. In most combat sports competitors are separated into weight division in attempt to create an event playing field. Jadi prior to competition the athlete usually they have to attend official weigh-in and have their body mass. Kita kata untuk dapatkan dia punya body weight to verify to ensure they have made weight. For example, if they have to go for a competition, a category of 50 to 50 kilogram, so they have to make sure that before the competitions, usually these athletes they have to weigh in. So weigh in to make sure that they are qualified to enter that competition in that weight category. Jadi dia kena make sure kan dia body weight verified to ensure they have made weight. And the period of time between weigh-in and competition differ between combat sports. Period antara dia timbang berat badan tu dengan the competition usually differ between combat sports. However, a recovery period of at least 3 and up to 24 hours exists among the Olympic combat sports, or even sometimes greater time, iaitu more than 30 hours that is available in professional combat sports. Maksud kat sini adalah when we talk about recovery period tu, recovery period adalah waktu daripada dia timbang berat badan dengan competition. So selalunya dalam sukan-sukan Olimpik most of the Olympic combat sports dia punya gap time ataupun kita panggil recovery period. Dalam kes ni, you have to remember. Recovery period tu maksudnya adalah the period time between the weigh-in dan the competition. So usually, this recovery time recovery period ni adalah daripada tempoh daripada 3 jam, maknanya 3 jam sebelum competition dia kena weigh-in atau sometimes 24 hours. Maknanya 1 hari sebelum competition. And somehow macam saya cakap tadi, dalam most professional combat sports more than 30 hours.